So now that we're into the full swing of holiday gatherings and parties, we've been getting a lot of questions from all of you about how to handle certain tricky or delicate situations. So here to help answer them is psychotherapist Marci Gray. Marci, we've got some good scenarios right now for you. Should we just get into it?
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. Okay, Michelle wrote in asking, what is the best way to divide holiday time with your kids after divorce? What would you say to that? It is a tricky one.
It is a tricky one, but for this one, first of all, we want to adhere to court agreements, right? So if you have a court agreement in place, we want to adhere to that. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that there is an agreement that one of the parties are not adhering to. So we want to adhere to court agreements. So that's first and foremost.
Yeah.
If there's none in place, think about what you want to do for you. So a lot of busy moms don't think about what they want to do for themselves in the holiday season.
Yeah.
So spending some time thinking about what do you want for you and then negotiating with the partner based on that, right? You're the ex-partner based on that. You want to think about what makes more sense in terms of where the kids want to be for New Year's or where they want to be for Christmas. And then if the kids are of age, consider them and consider bringing them in to have a conversation with them as to where they want to be. Like, what do they want to do?
They should have a say as well when they get to a certain age. And I just love the self-care element of that because we don't often think of, well, maybe you can be at your partner's place for a while I take this time to just have silence. Like, that's okay as well, right?
Exactly. Or spend time with the girls.
Or spend time with the girls or the guys, whoever we're talking about, right? Yeah. Okay, let's see what our next question is.
I have a sister who is still not vaccinated. She has a daughter, my niece, who I'd like to see this holiday season, but I also want to be careful because I have a toddler. What should I do about this vaccine dispute?
This is the sort of dispute that is going to be very tough for families to navigate during the holiday season.
Yes, this is a tough one.
Yeah.
This is tough because it's become a little polarizing with people deciding to be vaccinated or not. And so there's disagreements about whether you want to be with someone who's vaccinated or not. So we want to sometimes agree to disagree.
Yeah.
There's no, trying to pull someone over or sway someone to the one side or the other. So you just want to agree to disagree on whether you decided to be vaccinated or not to be vaccinated. But that being said, you still want to have conversations about boundaries. So what are my boundaries? What are the things that I'm comfortable with? This is what I'm comfortable with. Sharing that with your family and being okay with that. Just sticking by that. That's really important. You want to kind of honor and respect what their decisions are as well. So what are the things that they don't like to do? Some are refusing to not get together at all. That's okay. Let them make their decisions about what they want to do and what they're comfortable with. And lastly, you really want to just think about compromise. Yeah. So what are the things we can do together? So if you still want to do Zoom gatherings, you want to do Zoom gatherings or outdoor play dates with each other. So you really want to think of what are the things we can do to stay connected.
Yes, it can be a civil conversation and you can still connect while disagreeing on a few fundamentals. That can happen, right?
That can happen, absolutely.
Between grown-ups that speak to each other, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, our next question is from Lisa, and she wants to know, how do you set boundaries with family who like to comment on your bam, weight, and bam, appearance at holiday gatherings? I put this out there on a post about West Indian people.
Right.
And so many other cultural groups chimed in and said, oh, no, that's my family too. Oh, no, that's my family too. They walk in the door and it's like, hey, you gained weight. Why is that a conversation starter?
Right, exactly, right?
No.
Well, that's not what I want to talk about.
At all.
Right.
So what do you do?
So first of all, with some of my clients, what we do is we rehearse exactly what you want to say because being taken off guard, I think, is the toughest thing.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is rehearse the things that you want to say. Like, you know what, that was really inappropriate. Or, you know what, I didn't appreciate that comment. Or that was really unwanted. Or you were going to say things like, you know what, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say it. So there's some particular things that you would feel comfortable saying, so you want to rehearse those things and be prepared.
Yes.
But the other thing is getting ahead of it. So everyone has the Auntie Precious and the Uncle Larry, who say inappropriate things, and as soon as you get through the door, want to tell you how you look and how you've gained weight. right?
Yeah.
So we want to get ahead of it. Call them up and say, listen, yes, I put on a few pounds, but no, this is not up for discussion.
Right.
And we're not going to talk about it. And even by going as far as saying, you know, if it comes up, you know, I'm leaving. Like, you can even set those kinds of boundaries.
Yes.
But I want to encourage everyone to kind of be good with who you are, be good with yourself, right? Those things are important. Love yourself, love with who you are. That's always where you want to start.
Absolutely. Start with the self-love. I like that. Our last question is from Marlene. Let's see what's her ask.
Hi, I'm Marlene and I have 2 kids. I want to know how to handle the unrealistic expectations of relatives who want your kids to just sit down and be quiet at holiday gatherings. Please help.
Help, Marci.
So this one is one that comes up a lot as well.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is first is plan with our kids. So plan to have some activities that your kids are going to be occupied with. So things that they can occupy themselves with individually, and things that they can do with other children. And then before going into, you know, Auntie Brenda, Uncle Bill's place, you want to have the conversation about, remember, we're not going to touch this or we're not going to do that. So just about the rules, just reminding them about the rules. But then for Auntie Brenda and Uncle Bill that have all the crystals and the ornaments and the things you can't touch, what you want to do is really have a conversation with them, because your kids are going to be your kids.
Yeah.
They're going to do the things that kids do, and let them know that that's okay, because they're doing exactly what they need to do developmentally at their stage. But then you want to talk to them about, let's make a kid-friendly space for them. So it's maybe not the living room with all the ornaments.
Right.
Maybe it's the basement. And maybe you want to help them to create a kids-friendly space based on the ages of your children.
I love that. Such good diplomatic advice so that everyone can have a good holiday season. Thank you, Marci, for answering these questions.